are you doing today? Today we're just going to have a little open chat. I'll talk about my update, see if anybody else wants to chat. It's another hot one today. I have today off. Tomorrow I start the exterior. I had pressure wash yesterday. I also did a mulch job. I mean, the mulch job took me all of 2 hours, so I got paid $60. But hey, it's $60. That helps me. Well, I had to get some tools for the exterior job, which is a big paying job. Well, much bigger than at least normal. Still underbid that one by a lot, but I needed to be able to, I needed to be able to have the work, so that is what it is. Alright, hold on one second, let me get everything set up here. But, so yeah, tomorrow I start the exterior. I'm going to get some before and after pictures. I'll have those ready as soon as we can. We did get a $15 donation yesterday. I really appreciate that. So that brings us up to $45 towards the boat so far. After I finish this exterior, we'll be up. I'll probably be able to save 500 of that towards the boat itself. So that'll be good. I'm going to share the GoFundMe real fast on here. Let me get that up. And if everybody can just do me a favor and just share it out. I mean, if you can't donate, that's perfectly fine. But if I can get a lot of shares on this, it'll really help my situation. So I'm going to share that now. This is my backup profile. So you'll be able to see that now. It is a moderator, so you know it's me. Anyways, so yeah, I start the exterior tomorrow. So I'm going to work on the lowers tomorrow, get them all out. First I got to do all the prep work. It's not too much on that building. I've already cleaned it. It's all looking good and ready to go. I just got to do some caulking tomorrow, and then I can get onto the base. I will, like I said, I'm going to take some pictures as soon as I get there, and when it's all completed, I will have before and afters loaded on here. So that's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll be over there. I'm hoping to finish it by Saturday. I'm not sure, but we shall see. Not much else is really going on today besides, like I said, I'm going to stay live for a little while, see if we can get the chat a little bit active today. That's my real goal for this, is to make it more of a community chat. So everybody feel free to use the chat and talk about whatever you want. Whether it's my situation, your situation, or just life in general. I'm hoping, like I said, after this exterior to be able to put 500 towards that, so that'll put us up at $545 towards the boat. And then next week I also have, I know I have a couple days out of the farm, which will cover, usually the farm work, that just covers my fuel and my food for the week. But that's good, because that means I won't have to spend, I might even be able to put a little bit more extra towards the boat out of the paint job, depending on, depending exactly. I'm going to have to use a little bit of it to eat, because I'm pretty much out of money now. I made the $60 I made yesterday. I had to spend 30 of that in tools, and the rest is going towards food for today and my morning coffee. So I mean, it's slowly getting there. It's just been a constant trying to figure a thing out type of bull crap. But it is what it is. I'm getting there. That's the biggest part that matters. I've been looking around at boats. I mean, there's even a few around the $3,000 range. But it all depends on what I get, how much money as soon as I start even getting around close to it, I can start calling around some of the other ones. Biggest thing is it can't be derelict. Has to float, and it has to be at least 30 feet. Anything smaller you can't stand up in. I also need enough room to set up a good solar panel system and all that. There is actually it's listed for $9,000 right now, but if it's still available by the time I get the money, which it shouldn't be, for that price, I'd probably get it for $7,000. It's actually got solar panels and everything already on it. It's really good. It's a 47-footer. But we'll see. Like I said, I just want something big enough to where I have a kitchen and a bathroom and a place to even put a small washer dryer in. And you can get those fairly cheap. Like I said, there's probably about 15 right now just in my area, within an hour drive, hour to 2 hour drive or whatever, for in my price range that I'm saving up for. So as long as in Florida, the boats are there's just so many, you can they're harder to sell, so it's really a buyer's market. I've got to make sure it has anchors. If not, at least have money for anchors and chain and all that stuff, so I can set up a good setup. It's about $600-700 to set up a really nice setup. to where you're not going to move in a storm if I do end up going the anchoring out way instead of the mooring. Definitely won't be on a dock. Those are too expensive. But like I said, it's going to be either already have solar panels on it or be easy to set them up, and you can get them pretty cheap on Amazon. A lot cheaper than you just get regular house ones. Some people get marine grade ones, but you put marine grade on anything, it just triples the price, and a regular house solar panel will last very long on a boat. So we're about, it'll be about 8% of the way there, somewhere around there, like 7 or 8% of the way after I finish this painting job, which is very low, but I mean I'm just starting to save just at the beginning of this. Like I said, I did post my GoFundMe down below. You can just share that out for me. Share this out too. It would truly help. We did get a $15 donation last night. Like I said, that brings us up to 45 already saved, plus the 500 I should be able to add as soon as I finish this painting job. So every time I get a donation here or I add money, I'm actually going to subtract that amount from what I need from the GoFundMe, so I can, I'm not trying to make extra money here. I'm trying to have a home. And as I add into that, and we get donations, sometimes, it's not very often, but every once in a while we do get donations here. I will subtract that from the GoFundMe as well. Because like I said, I just want it to be, I just want a home. I'm not trying to get anything extra or do anything extra in life. Once I can get a boat, I can, maintain it and do all the other stuff. Because then I'll actually be able to go grocery shopping and put the stuff on the boat and not have to spend a ridiculous amount of money on food to go. Plus, the farm's guaranteed me a few days a week, every day, every week for the extended future. So even that alone, if I had a boat, I could afford to pay for fuel and groceries at least for the week, and the rent, like I said, there's no extra rent, so it's actually really good. So it's the plus side of being able to be, once I'm able to get the boat and anchor out and all that. But one step at a time. And this guy also that I'm doing the exterior said if I do a good job, he's got a couple other people that want their house painted as well. I've heard that before. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I am going to do the best job I can possibly do. Just in case, well, regardless, I do that anyways, because, curb appeal, it will speak for itself. And, then people ask questions and, more painting, especially for the price I'm doing these for right now. I'm doing them for very cheap. I'm probably doing about a half price on what it would normally cost him, so but I'm still able, it still leaves me enough money to make, it's just me, I can do it by myself. I can, still make money. I've eventually got to get my, like ladders and stuff like that, but for right now I have stuff I can use. The farm's letting me use some of their stuff, so there's only one hard spot that's going to be for me that's able to on painting that house. They got satellites on one of the gables, and there's not a whole lot of room. So I've got to figure out, and you cannot put weight on those satellites, they'll crack. Not satellites, I'm sorry, solar panels. So I've got to figure a good way to be able to get onto that. It's just going to be a little bit of a tight spot, a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I'll figure it out. A couple of the gable ends are quite thin area, but that one's going to be the hardest. But nothing I haven't done before, nothing I haven't figured out. It's just quite difficult, and you got to be really careful because you don't want to spill paint all over the roof either. So you don't want to slide or slip or fall, or especially I'm working out there by myself too. So if something happens, I don't exactly have somebody to yell help to. So. But you know what? I'm able to go out there and I'm, like I said, start that job tomorrow. I'm hoping to have it done by Saturday, but I have Monday booked out too. I usually try not to work Sundays. There's only a little bit left to go. I might work Sunday if I have to finish it up because I would like to get paid for that. And then, like I said, next week I'll be at the farm a few days out of the week, so that'll be a little extra money on top of that. I have some paint. I know I have to cut the fields over there, and I have a little bit of painting left to finish up over there. Well, they're adding more projects as it goes too, because they like my work. So that helps. It gets me more, gets me more work as I do that work. And they're just really super cool people. I really like them. So I continue to, even if I got busy, I'm going to fit them in somehow because they've just been amazing to me. I don't make as much over there. But once again, they've helped me, so I will continue to help them. But hopefully, I'm hoping and praying somehow that in, the next 90 days, I'll be a lot closer. We are about 500 watch hours now from being monetized, so that is, getting up there a bit better. So I'm gonna try to make this longer today, but like I said, if everybody would, I'm having an open chat today, so I really, it makes the stream more entertaining if you guys communicate back. It also gives me more to talk about because, it's kind of hard to sit there and talk about, everything every day because there's not a whole lot happens in a day. So, like whether you guys want to ask me questions, you want to talk about a specific topic in the news, or you want, or you want to just, tell me about a situation you went through that was similar. Oh, the chat is open for any kind of topic. So feel free to use that if you wish. That's kind of what I want to make these more community-based lives, at least for now. Even once I'm on the boat, I'm still going to go live every day, and we're going to go through processes of remodeling the boat because it's going to, for the price range I'm going to get it for, is going to need some work for sure. So we'll be covering that as well as some of the jobs I'm doing, and then our sunset videos once we're on the water. The sunset videos will be very nice out there. It's going to be the spot that I'm going to be parking the boat in once I get one. It's going to be a very, very perfect spot for the sunset, so it's going to be great. So I'll be looking forward to doing those every night as well, and chatting with you guys. And a lot of people take their time out of their day, and like I said, I'm a homeless type 1 diabetic. I live in my van, but you guys sit there and you take time out to watch my story, and it really, really does mean a lot to me because when you're homeless, especially, I don't have a family. My mom left when I was 2, and my dad was an abusive alcoholic, and he's since passed away. My brothers and sisters, they don't reach out, and it's kind of hard being alone in the van. And when you're just sweating and constantly feeling sick, and your diabetes is horrible, and it's depressing, and to know that you guys don't know me and you still take the time out of your day to watch my streams and help support and all that, it really means a whole lot to me. I could be out there, just holding a sign or spending all my money on drugs and alcohol, but I don't do any of that. I fight every day to be a good person and try to do everything responsible I possibly can to try to get out of my situation. It's funny when I make some posts, though, people always say get a job, and it's funny because if they watch my videos, they would see that I do work. I'm not out here now, asking and begging for money. Yes, I have a GoFundMe. Yes, I ask for donations here and there. We have our links, but also every YouTube channel does this that streams. They ask for super chats, they ask for all this, and they have a lot of money. They have a home, they have cars, they have all these other things. Because that's how they make their living, is on YouTube. Now, I don't make my living on YouTube. We probably make under $100 a month, way under $100 a month. Some months we don't make anything. There's been months I have made $400 or $500 in a month on YouTube when we're doing the protests and all that. But most in the last the last 3 months, we average out about $25 to $35 a month doing these. So it's not a huge amount of money, and it's not like I don't appreciate it or expect it either. It's more of something, if you guys wish to, it's great, it helps out, but I'm not expecting it either. I do go to work, I do everything I possibly can to stay above ground and support myself as well. But in life, it is what it is. It's life's hard, and life's hard for a lot of people that aren't even in my situation. But it's very hard when you're sick all the time, and but you're still trying. Like, I'm sick every day. My diabetes is way out of control because I'm not eating properly. I can't. I only eat once a day. That's all I can afford to do. I don't eat like I should at all. I can't cook at all. I don't have a shower. I don't have a lot of amenities that normal people have. I can't go out and do laundry anytime I want. And that's why my goal is to do this and have a home. And once I have a home, I can be a heck of a lot more self-sufficient. And I'm going to still continue to do these lives regardless. Sorry, my eyes are so... Hey, Danny, what's going on, man? How you been? Sorry, I couldn't see your name. My eyes are so bad because my sugars have been so bad. It's really hard to read some of these sometimes. I should know by your photo already because you're a dog. But how you doing? It's just another warm day. Tomorrow I start that exterior, which is going to be, like I said, it's a decent paying job. I'm going to be able to put away $500, pay for my car insurance, which is due again shortly because I paid it so late, and pay for my phone, and still have enough money to, you know, have food for a week. So pretty excited about getting this thing finished. I won't be able, you know, I won't get paid for this one till it's completely done, till it's Monday or Tuesday or whatever. Unless I can finish it this weekend, then I might be able to get paid this weekend, which would be nice. But I'm really excited to have that because, like I said, it's going to be able to be the first time I've been able to save money in a long time towards this. Trying my best. Yeah, I'm going to as soon as I get this job done. Oh my God, I need that so bad. Like I said, this will put me straight for the first time in a while, where I can actually save money. I'm gonna fill up the van. I'm going to put away money. I'm gonna go. I need to get, like, I don't have a bank account, and I don't want to have just, you know, cash sitting on me. So I've got to figure out where I'm going to store my money because I think I might get I think I might have to go get a bank account soon. I really don't feel comfortable keeping money on me if something ever happens, and especially as we get closer. Right now I don't have much, but once I start getting, you know, in the future and having money saved towards the boat, anything that I've been recently getting towards PayPal or Cash App, those stay on there. I haven't touched that. It's all on, you know, they're all still there. That's complete savings for the boat, so I don't have to have money on me. But as I make money from big jobs like this exterior house, I've got to be able to store away money there. I might even ask the farmers because they're amazing people. They've been super good to me. Very trustworthy people. They trust me with their equipment, so I can trust them with my stuff. Might just have them hold on to it for me. I think I'm going to talk to them about that. That's a good question. People shower, like, I haven't figured that out yet because I haven't had gas money. Last time I showered, sadly, was probably over a month and a half ago. I use, like, the baby wipes and stuff like that, or bottles of water just to, like, you know, clean up a little bit. They, you know, either truck stops that cost money. I haven't had money for that, or the beach, and that's, you know, a little bit of a drive from here. I do live by the coast. I mean, I live wherever I want in my van, but I have to cross the bridge and then go over there, and that part of town's expensive. And I've been, you know, really with the gas prices, trying to drive around as little as possible. So I'm kind of taking what they call, you know, kind of hoe baths. I guess that's what they call them, the nickname for them. It's kind of gross, but it is what it is. When I have you know, whenever there's a hose, like I'm out at a job I work, I do wash, like, my hair up or whatever quick in the hose. It's hot, so people don't say anything about it. You just say you're hot or whatever. You're just washing the sweat off you. So it does help a little bit. It's not the same. I did get when somebody gave me some insulin a couple weeks ago, which is super helpful. They also gave me some of the cleaning wipes and all that, so I use those. Showering is a pain in the butt, just like laundry. I mean, I haven't had money for laundry because, you know, I mean, I haven't had money. It's either eat that day or do laundry, and I haven't been able to get above that threshold to where I can do this. But after this painting job, I am doing all my laundry and cleaning out this van, and it, you know, it smells in here, and it's bad. Yeah, they're amazing people. Like I said, any equipment I need for any job, they've already let me use. They let me use their pressure washer. They're letting me use their ladders. They're guaranteed me with work for as long as I want it, a couple days a week. So whenever I'm slow, they also understand that I can put my painting jobs first. So they're going to let me do that on my downtime. I'll work on my schedule with them. I just pretty much take care of their fields, help them take care of their fields. And I've been doing some paint work for them and all that. It's been pretty well. Pretty excited about them and having them. And like I said, even if I get busy and too busy, I will find a way to keep them in, close with me, because they're just such good people. I don't really care about that. I'm hoping, it's not just for me. Like I said, some people always, I get these horrible posts, like, get a job and do all this stuff, or you're just begging for money. Well, if I'm begging for money, I'm doing a horrible job. Like I said, I barely get, $30 a month out of these. But the biggest thing is bringing awareness, bringing people together, letting people understand what it is and how it is. Not every homeless, like you always see, these people on YouTube or whatever. There's so many homeless people. It's so dangerous. Not all homeless people are dangerous. There's a lot more, all these school shooters, and they weren't homeless. All these, mass murders, they're not homeless. Homeless people, yeah, there are bad homeless people. Yeah, there are ones that just go out and drink. I don't drink a drop of alcohol. I haven't touched a drug in God knows how long in my life. I don't even smoke weed, I'm a good human, I just want to, I'm in a shitty situation. And it's not that they don't want to, it's really hard. Like, I've been, homeless now for a while, and I was staying at in Maine, I was staying at the warming center, because, when it gets too cold, they open that up. That's before I came down here to Florida. A lot of them have no opportunity to get there because there's no place, transportation money and all that stuff. It's not the fact that really that they don't want to, it's the fact that it's hard to. Like, I have a vehicle and it's hard for me. Oh yeah, anybody can hurt anybody. Anybody can be bad to someone. Like I said, you see all these big news events of these big bad people, killing all these people and doing all that. Most of them have homes. Most of them don't have drug problems or don't. Now, the biggest thing on homelessness is the drug epidemic. But nowadays, it's switching to just the price of living. Like me, I don't do drugs. I don't drink. Yet, it's still hard, because once you become homeless, it is one of the hardest things to unbecome. Especially if you don't have somebody to say, hey, you can stay with me while you work on yourself or not. It is super expensive to be homeless. If you go to a gas station and get just a sandwich, it's $10. Now imagine if you're trying to eat 3 meals. Now it's, say, 3 sandwiches a day. That's $30. Now, there's other ways you can eat, like canned food and stuff like that, but that's not exactly the best for you either, nor are these sandwiches. But to be able to come up with the money to eat every day, then you don't have an address, and then you don't, your hygiene's gone to hell. People don't want to hire you like that. Luckily, with me, I have word of mouth. People are starting to spread my name, so it's helping me but that doesn't help with companies. Now, if I try to go get a regular job, I don't have a birth certificate or social security card, and I can't get one mailed to me. So therefore, it makes it a lot harder for me. But I have a trade I've done for a very long time and very good at. So I'm lucky there. But still, I've got daily expenses. And then I've got the fact that, right now, it's been, up till recently, it's been slow. Now this week, I was actually able to eat all week, fill up my tank. I paid my insurance, paid my phone bill last month. I paid all these things. And I was able to do that on my own. And it's a good feeling. The price of living is horrible too, like you said. You have not the only fact that rent's $1,500 a month here for a 1-bedroom. You have to come up for first, last, and security. That's $4,500, and that's just to move in. That's not including hooking up your electricity, getting your furniture if you have them, doing all these other things, stocking it up with food. You're looking at $6,000-$7,000. Now, if I get a boat, it's going to cost about the same amount as getting an apartment. But I don't have rent after that. Also, they come furnished. They have built-in furniture on them. That's the reason why I'm going that. And the biggest thing is the no rent after that is a fantastic thing. I can live out there free. I can have solar panels. All I have to do is get it pumped up. Yes, and I definitely want to get a dog. I'm definitely, I was thinking about why I'm in here, but it's so hot in here for me. I couldn't do that to the dog, so I'm definitely gonna wait till I get a boat to get a dog. But I'm gonna get a dog, and I can bring my dog to work every day. And on the off days that it's an interior, like I say, a condo or something that I couldn't, the dog would be perfectly safe because they have fans and circulation, and it's very cool out on the boat because your boat, when you're out on anchors, is always facing the wind. Therefore, it's got a great breeze that comes through the boat. Plus, like I said, I'll have power on the boat, and it would be, proper, everything crazy. I mean, Florida is ranked one of the worst places for rentals too, just because it's so insane and popular now. People are moving out of California and all that crap, and the prices go insane here in Florida. So, the best, honestly, the best way for anything, honestly, is, living out on the water, because it's just ridiculously overpriced. But anyways, life's been getting a little better, and it's I've got a long road to go. I've still got a lot of money to save for the boat. If you guys go to the description, if you guys can go find me there, you share it for me. I'm not expecting you to donate. The more shares we get, the more people that see it, and maybe somebody will be willing to help. I am trying to work my hardest to get to do this by myself, but it's very hot out here, and the quicker I am able to get into a steady home like a boat, the better I'll be off for the long term, like getting, having a refrigerator for my insulin and food and a stove to cook on and a shower. And you can put a little washer dryer out there. They have one specifically for boats. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long process, and sometimes I do feel like it won't end. You're very right, Danny. But it's, at the same time, if I give up, then it definitely won't happen. So I've got to continue, regardless of how hard it gets and how long this takes. My goal is 90 days, and that's being really generous and really, really over, I don't know, compensating for that or whatever, because it's probably going to take way longer. But in all reality, that's what I'm hoping and praying for. But and when it comes down to brass tacks and what it's actually going to take, it's probably going to take about 6 months if I have to do most of it myself. Which, if that happens, I'm perfectly fine with. I have overcome a lot, and I appreciate that. And I'm still overcoming. It's just something, something I've got to continue doing. But I'm very happy that I can at least take care of myself and pay my bills for right now. Like I said, I might not eat more than once a day, but I can eat once a day. Just a couple months ago, I didn't even know how I was going to eat every day. There was days I was going without eating. And I've come through that and stepped up on that and got to a point to where I'm doing better. I have a long process to go. Like I said, we've saved up $45 already in donations this month towards the boat. So that puts us at $45 plus the $500 that once I'm going to put in there. We'll be at $545, which is, that's $6,425 more dollars we're going to need, but it's going to slowly get there. Each day that I'm able to add more, and then we get more donations, or the GoFundMe actually works, it'll help out significantly. But if not, I'm prepared to do this by myself. It's just going to take a whole lot longer, and that's okay too. Hey, Witness, how you doing? Hopefully everything's going good for you. Oh, I just got this amazing breeze. I wish my eyes were better. Hold on one second. Hey, Shasta, how are you doing? Yeah, I decided to go live earlier. Today is, like I said, today's probably my only day off till Sunday, so I figured, I pressure washed I pressure washed the building yesterday. That only took like less than an hour. And then I finished the mulch job, which was only a couple hours worth of work, so I made $60 yesterday. I didn't get paid for the pressure washing job yet, because it's the house I'm painting. I'm not getting, like I said, I'm saving all that towards the end. Oh, sorry. But I got this beautiful breeze coming in right now, and it feels amazing. I haven't had much of a breeze. It's been in the 90s all week. With the humidity, the humidity level has just been insane. But we are getting closer on our hours. Like I said, we're just around 500 hours, maybe a little bit more that we need left. It's hard to tell because it's a 5-day lag on my hours. Right now it says 500 and that we need 510 or something like that, or 90, or I don't even remember. Now I can't remember the numbers. But anyways, we're getting closer. And my watch hours have been gaining, and my views, even on my shorts, have been getting better. So we've gained quite a few subscribers lately. I really want to appreciate that, guys. We're up to 1,192 subscribers. Definitely our highest point we have ever been at. Even when we were doing the protests and doing all that stuff, we've never been this high before, so I'm really excited about that. Every day we're gaining new subscribers. It's usually about 3 to 5 new subscribers a day, but that all adds up. I'm really, really happy about that, so thank you guys all who have subscribed and all that. The biggest way to keep this is the communication through the, all the interactions, whether it's liking, sharing, subscribing, chatting, using the little heart things or whatever. It brings more people in the channel. YouTube runs an algorithm, so the more they see people interacting with the channel, the higher they push us out. And hopefully, eventually, we'll be back up to the numbers. I mean, if you guys all remember, just 6 months ago, we were bringing in 300-400 watch. I mean, granted, we were doing the protest, but I think this is more important. Really, we have so much people that do that, and this is another angle on real life. And I don't edit nothing; it's just straight raw video of how it's like to be homeless. And with the prices of everything continuing to go up, a lot more people could see this in life. And it's oh yes, and congratulations again on your granddaughter. And I really want to bring awareness to a lot of people's situations, because homeless people have such a bad outlook, and it sucks because even just scrolling through little videos, it's like this. I was watching this one video. This person records their next door neighbor, and I guess there's a drug house across the street. So she's out there doing an interview on the news, saying how dangerous that her neighborhood is, and she's like, and then she mentions homeless people, and it's like, just like the homeless, we don't. She's like, I don't feel safe because of our neighbors, and there's homeless people around. There being homeless people around doesn't mean anything. These are all homeless people good? No, just like, but your neighbor itself has a house and is selling drugs out of it. They're probably doing a whole lot worse than the homeless people in your town. So it's like, it's really sad that how people think about the homeless. Now, there are people that don't, and I've met many of them in this town, and this town has been very nice to me, and I've been really blessed, to find work and continue to grow my name. And it's, slowly picking up. I'm still not full-time yet, but I'll get to the point to where I am full-time. Oh, man. Yeah, it's amazing. I miss my granddaughter so much, man. You're a blessed man. But, yeah, it's definitely going to, be nice to being able to work all week and actually have full days. So, like I said, I should have photos up this weekend. Latest will be Monday or Tuesday on the painting job. I would like to put before and afters so everybody can see. Pretty nice house. It's a single story, regular cookie cutter basically home in Florida. All stucco, so it's it's got some T111 and all that too, but nothing too hard to do. It's pretty much all going to be cut and rolled. I got my 18-inch roller, so it goes by pretty quick. I do have a little mini roller to get in the smaller spots too, and do the garage doors. Biggest thing is I've got to watch out on the heat. I've got to do the front door, and that paint gets so tacky so quick. I've got to do it quick, so I'm going to have to do that really early in the morning, or I'm going to have to do it evening, because once that door gets hot, you can't paint it. But why is that all funny looking? Anyways, hopefully again we can get down into the better views again. Like I said, I'm trying to stay. Every time, depending on where I work, is where I park, so I'm going to be parked down here at Walmart for the rest of the week, just because of that's where my job site is. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat at the same time. Yeah, my granddaughters are, I've got two. One is 2 and one is also 5. My daughter still isn't talking to me though, unfortunately. That jerk of a boyfriend she has is so over controlling. Can't believe, like, who makes you not talk to their dad because you're jealous they hang out with you? Or talk. That's just so horrible. Really got to clean out this van today and all that. It's probably going to be my next step of the day. But anyways, I'm just going to wrap it up from here, guys. I just wanted to, I appreciate everybody chatting today. Our chat was great. I've got to clean out this van so I can fit some ladders in there. I got to go pick them up shortly and all that. So that's the reason why I wanted to make sure I went live earlier, because I'm not sure if I could go this evening. If it, I might if I end up getting everything done, but I've got to go pick up ladders shortly for the job and return this pressure washer back to the farm and clean this daggone van out. So I just wanted to come say hi, let you guys know what's going on. If you guys like to support the channel, the links are in the description, and also scrolling below. In the description, you will see my GoFundMe. If everybody can just share that out for me, I'd really, really appreciate it. Once again, Witness, congratulations on the granddaughter. Thank you, Witness, for showing up. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Shasta. Thank you, everybody else. Really appreciate it, and I might come back live tonight if I can get everything finished up. If not, I will come live tomorrow after work. So everybody have a wonderful day, and I've got to get my butt to work and get ready to do it. Well, get ready for work at least. I've just got to prep out everything where I can have all my tools ready for tomorrow, so I don't have to try to rush and do that first thing in the morning. All right, anyways, guys, I really appreciate it. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you very much, and take care.